You don't need to grind non-stop in Starsand Island. And if earning gold already feels exhausting, it's not because you're bad at the game. It might just be that you're using low-efficiency methods. So today, I'm going to show you the smarter, calmer ways to earn money early in Starsand Island. The methods that free up your time so you can actually enjoy the island instead of constantly stressing about coins. One of these methods is surprisingly low effort for how much it pays off. Let's start with the biggest early multiplier. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. The merchant ship buys certain goods at 200% selling price. Yes, double. The only catch is the number of requested goods is limited, and the items themselves change weekly, both of which resets every Monday. And a lot of them are easy basic crops, materials from Moonlit Forest, and animal byproducts. So instead of randomly selling everything, pause for a second. Check what the merchant ship needs, write it down, then plan your week around that list. Now, unlocking the merchant ship can happen pretty early. You can unlock it two ways. First is through the Island Life app. You need to finish the tasks up to Island Pro. This will trigger the port quest, give Marston the materials he needs, and the port will open the next day. And if you're like me who forgot all about the Island Life feature, you can unlock it via the fishing profession. Delphin will ask you to catch specific deep ocean fish, which also triggers the port quest. Now speaking of fishing, this next method is simple. Just you and a fishing rod. If you want fast early gold without waiting days for crops to grow, fishing is your friend. No material cost, no processing timers, just time and stamina. Early processed goods barely give profit once you factor in materials. Sometimes you're almost breaking even. Fishing skips that issue entirely. Even without bait, you can earn steadily. Just remember, fish populations are limited per area. Bait lets you extend that. Now, here's the long-term play. Once your fishing profession levels up, you can breed fish. It takes time, yes, but it's mostly passive. Just feed them, manage oxygen, and choose higher value fish. It's calm, predictable, low stress, and I love that. But if you want something even more profitable, especially early on, let's talk requests. Because this is where things start stacking. If you've played My Time at Portia or Sandrock, you already understand this system. Requests are one of the strongest early game income streams. And here's why. You can often earn around 200 to 300% profit on the crafted item. Just for this, I would recommend to buy the blueprint required for a request. Yes, the blueprint costs up front, but you'll likely use it again. And you're not just earning money. You're progressing island development, increasing relationship points, and unlocking more request slots over time. You start with 2 requests per day. That number increases as you progress in island life. It doesn't matter if you're unable to complete the request right away. The next day, the number of requests you can take resets. So don't be afraid to accept the easy ones. If it looks manageable within the time limit, take it. And that leads us to a system that looks routine, but quietly hands you thousands. Please don't sleep on Islandpedia. I did, and I shouldn't have. The stamp collection system rewards you with thousands of coins for simply unlocking items. Not crafting, nor hoarding, just unlocking. The most important to take note of in terms of money are gatherables and crafting. Gatherables include all foraged items from the environment like berries and shells, items from mining and chopping, even animal byproducts. These count the moment you pick them up, so try your best to pick up everything at least once. While in crafting, this includes tools, processed goods, decors, basically anything that requires materials or blueprints. And yes, you only need the blueprints. You do not need to craft them to be counted. So if you have spare funds, grab affordable blueprints, especially ones tied to requests, you're hitting 2 systems at once. This is one of those quiet momentum builders that makes the early game feel smoother without you even realizing it. Now let's talk about cooking. Because I know what you're thinking. Didn't you say processing isn't worth it early? Yes, that is still true. But there's an exception. And when you consider it in bulk, it can be worth the time and effort. Most early cooked meals barely give profit compared to selling raw ingredients. But the grilled mushroom skewers is a different story. You can make them in your first week using moonlit forest mushrooms and a campfire. And instead of a tiny 10 to 20 coin profit, you're looking at around 50 per dish. That adds up fast in bulk. The ingredients are all available in the early areas of the moonlit forest. All the mushrooms are forageables and can be picked up right away. And it becomes easier once you get the immortal spores from the stamp collection, so you can start growing them on your farm. Then you can get fine salt from processing salt bricks, which can be found in moonlit forest or can be bought at the general store. Here's a quick comparison of what you can cook early on. And these are definitely what you can make with ingredients early in the game. Once you're able to progress in the farming profession, jam making and pickling are a good viable income. They not only require just 2 ingredients, the crop plus sugar for jam and crop plus salt brick for pickling, but also profit can reach hundreds per item. It will require a longer time to process, but I think it's worth it. Here's a quick comparison for each. And if you've learned a thing or two in this video, make sure to subscribe so you're always in the loop for the latest on Starsand Island updates and gameplay tips. Plus, it's an easy way to stay connected with a community that shares your love for the game. Gold doesn't only come from selling, sometimes it comes from just talking. Starsand Island feels like a mobile game in the way it rewards you with every little thing you can do, including talking, not just to the townsfolk, but also to the nameless tourists. To be honest, the tourists only give out small things, at least in my experience. But you can do this from day 1 and every little thing helps early in the game. It's the townsfolk that I quite enjoy talking to, maybe because of the gifts they give. Not all of them are made equal though. Some give cooked meals you can sell. And Aurelis? I've personally received 1,000 coins multiple times. That's not small. You only have a chance to receive gifts daily when you talk to them. It's not guaranteed, but it costs you nothing. And as friendship increases, you'll also receive mail rewards. So if you're already running around town, say hi. In a world as big as this game, exploring is always on our to-do list. And in terms of earning money, aside from forageables, keep on the lookout for lost items and treasure chests. They are all over and will reward you with coins and materials, and even relationship points for the person who lost the items. Materials save you time, and save time equals more money opportunities. There are also skills like the Earth's Bounty from the farming profession that lets you increase the chance of digging up chests. And Fisher's Gain from the fishing profession for chances to reel in chests. As a side note, you can find charity boxes around town. Sometimes you'll get an item, most of the time you won't. But you can receive mail, and I think it's from checking out the charity boxes. I'm not sure if relationship has anything to do with it, and you'll get items depending on which charity box. I was not able to capture it, but Delphin gave me a huge batch of fish this one time, so don't sleep on it. You can find treasure maps from chests, and mining around Moonlit Forest, and even from the beach festival. Equip a treasure map and follow the arrow. It will lead you to the treasure chest. Digging up the treasure will reward you with coins and materials. Try to learn the skill Victory Siphon from the exploration profession to double the treasure chests you'll dig up. This will double the coins and materials. Also, treasure maps take up space, so best to do it as soon as possible so that your inventory won't get full. And same with any other chest, getting additional materials equals less farming for resources later, which means more time doing the things you actually enjoy. But making gold is only half the story. In the next video, I share the early game mistakes I made that quietly slowed me down and made things way more chaotic than they needed to be. So if you want a smoother, cozier start from day one, click on that video next.